Hello, collective. This is Tan from Artemis Oracle. I want to do a future love reading, and I'm on the fence about if I should do it for the collective or for each sign. Collective. All right. So we're going to do a collective message. So let's see what cards I want to use. Future love. Okay, so let's see. And the first question I'm going to ask is where you are going to meet this person, where you would encounter them, meet them, interact with them. The next, we're going to try to find out like some physical characteristics. So this reading will definitely not resonate with everyone. So this is going to be very specific. Father card came flipped over. So to me, it could be someone who is a father or someone who is an emperor, which also is a father, patriarchal figure. Definitely a masculine energy. So someone with masculine energy, because, you know, I have a mixed bag of subscribers. Okay, spirit, angels, guides. Please verify the collective messages you think will help them discern who is their future love. Or who may be their future love. Ooh, jealousy came out. Possessiveness, competitive, dependence, paranoia. And it's funny that card came out because what I wanted to say in my mind, I was thinking that, you know, this reading will not resonate with everybody. So when you're out and about, don't think, oh, is this my person? Is that my person? Don't do that. You know, so I know it says jealousy, but the paranoia word stood out because of what I was thinking. You know, because sometimes we, you know, if we watch a reading, and not everybody's like this, so I'm not going to put everybody in a box. But some people, they, you know, watch a reading, they hear something that they like, and then they, whenever they encounter somebody, they're like, I wonder if this is my person. I wonder if that is my person. You know, because of some synchronicity that lines up in any way. But just so you know, those little synchronicities that kind of make you think, oh, maybe this is my person. No, that probably isn't your person, but it's likely that your person may be nearby. Your person may be near. So my advice before I even get started with this reading is just to be open-minded. Don't be on the lookout. Just live your life. You know, you don't have to go on the, like, be on a search for whoever it is that you want to be with, you know, because that person will just come when they're meant to, when it's the right time. And sometimes they may come when it's not the right time. You know. So I just wanted to add that in there because of that thought that came on my mind. So, and if anything, um don't be jealous of anything. This person may have jealous tendencies. Okay. Okay. Alright. Where can this person meet? Peace. You will most likely meet this person, and this could be a when more than where, but I would say this, you may meet or encounter this person when you have already, like, you're at this point where you're completely at peace. It could be where you're at the point where you're at peace with where you are and who you are, how your life is going. And that stillness that you're in, it's very calming and soothing, welcoming in a way. So that may be an indication of when. See, this was just give up the previous plan, but this is an airport. So some of you may be traveling, or maybe you returning from travel. So you may encounter this person when you're traveling, in the middle of traveling. Like, and it doesn't have to be an airport. It could be a bus station. It could be a train station. It can be where there are ferries. You know, any mode of transportation that people travel. Even a cruise ship. It could even be that. Yeah, I think where you will be at a state of peace because, and look, the seagull came out. You may be returning from a vacation. And this is when you encounter the person. So you may encounter this person while you're traveling or returning from traveling. It says seagull. So you may be traveling to or from like a beach destination, maybe the Caribbean, anywhere where they have beaches, where you can find seagulls. How come I wanted to say Santa Monica? Santa Monica Pier. That popped them up in my mind. Popped up. I can't even talk. That popped up in my mind. Santa Monica. So, Malibu, Miami, Santa Fe. I don't know if New Mexico has beaches. I mean, they're part of Southwest, so they may have beaches. I've never been there. So somewhere where there are beaches where you may see seagulls. And it could even be a cruise ship. Somewhere where you're going to be creating memories. Or it could be a place where you have memories that you're revisiting. Some place that you're revisiting. So this person may possibly be someone from your past. Maybe someone you knew when you were younger. If you're going back to like a place where you used to visit as a child. Or a place that you used to live. Like an old neighborhood. High school reunion came up in my mind too, because I know some high school reunions, they don't sometimes plan events where they're it's not at the school, or it could be like a week-long thing, or like a celebration, some sort of celebration, and it may be a destination type thing. So it could even be a family reunion. Where it's a destination. Possibly you're traveling to or returning from a destination wedding that you attended. That popped up in my mind. Okay, so let's see if we could figure out who this person looks and how they possibly look, or maybe even their career, mannerisms, characteristics. I'm a little bit slow today. Oh, I went out earlier. Get some fresh air and was able to enjoy the beautiful weather because it's beautiful today where I'm at. Because it is spring, but it is allergy season too. So, okay, the first card we have is child. I mentioned somewhere you may have visited when you're a child. So this may be somebody who has a child or is someone you knew when you were a child. So speaking of hope, spring buds, innocent, growth, vulnerable. Wow, there's too many cards. But I saw clergy and a boss. Okay, I'm gonna break these cards up because they're a little bit stiff. I haven't used these in a while. I need to break them up. They're very sticky, you know? Sticky situation. I figured out it was my lip gloss. When I went to touch my tooth, I tapped my lip gloss. And that's what got on the card. So when I was replaying the video, I realized it was my lip gloss that got on my card. But still, it's interesting because I was watching a reading earlier. And the reader was saying, oh, someone got themselves in a sticky situation. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mentioned that in my reading a couple of days ago. So it's interesting to see when I have those synchronicities in other readings. But I digress because this reading is about future love. Okay, let's see what messages. Spirit, what can we know about this person? this future life. Lawyer. So this is going to be somebody who is diplomatic, balanced, possibly honest, or may come off as being dishonest because people make that joke that lawyers are liars. But there are lawyers who do really good work that help people, especially those that were unjustly convicted and imprisoned. They help people with immigration, you know, so I don't want to just put a blanket stereotype on all lawyers. So this person may be a professional in the legal field. He or she may possibly be someone who dresses up, wears business attire. They could be very serious, stern, stoic, and very so this is giving King of Swords. I'm getting King of Swords. It's someone that you could talk to who has wise advice, gives wise counsel. Or when you meet them, you may, you know, feel that way about them. Because this could be someone you don't know or someone you know. So you please take it as it resonates. There's someone who may also, secret secrets. Because we have spy here. So this could be someone who is maybe in, well, we've mentioned legal field. So this person can be in, working in the, my dog. Maybe a police officer. I know that card is in here too, but they could be an investigator in some way. They could be a person who does investigation via the internet, maybe work intelligence. Yeah, intelligence agent, covert espionage, undercover. They may be an undercover officer. They may be someone who searches for secrets. You know, with this looking like he's like in an archive or something, he could be an archivist, someone who possibly works with archives, old records, possibly in a library, or earlier we had clergy, so they could possibly work in with religious, maybe theology, theology research, possibly. We also have coach. Train, nurture, develop, plan, encourage, support. So this could be someone who is can be in this position or have this demeanor in which they're someone who motivates and supports people, who, you know, advises people on what the best strategies are. They may be a coach in some way. They could either be like a sports coach. They could be a motivational speaker or a life coach too. And they could possibly be seen as a little wacky, a little bit weird, madman, you know. This has a negative connotation. Bracer of madness, frenzy, chaos, unruly possession. This card always reminds me of Freddy Krueger before he got burned. So he may be somebody who's a little bit eccentric in a way, because Freddy Krueger was eccentric, but I'm hoping with this person isn't that kind of person that Freddy Krueger was or was accused of being, you know. This card's sticking out. Civil servant, guardian of public good, public official, administrative duty, public administration. Yeah, like I'm getting like this, it could be multiple things. You could be dealing with someone who is working in the legal field, someone who has a civil servant job. That could be a postal worker. It could be someone who works within any state or city job. They dress up for work. They possibly have a uniform. This person's wearing a name tag or badge, so it could be somebody like that. Police officers are also civil servants. So like I said about this person could be a detective, an investigator that works for the state or the city, wherever you are. I'm in New York, so we have the NYPD. We have, and we also have the United States has the FBI, CIA, that type of job. But someone who upholds the law in some way. But it could be somebody that you knew from childhood. So it could be someone from childhood who has these current positions or has like this kind of presence where they're very serious, very stoic. I swear this guy looks like John Cena, a young John Cena. So maybe somebody who has a very strong physical body, maybe someone who works out, who trains, because we also have coach here. When madman, he may have this madman. I think this card is like someone who is very eccentric, but also has interesting hobbies. And we're keeping it. We're not talking about like criminal hobbies. We're talking about something that's a little different, something that may be unusual for this person because, um, you know, I just thought of something. I don't know if I should say it out loud, but I will. This person may be a little bit interesting in the bedroom, possibly. That's something that popped in my mind. And the bottom, look, father came out. So this person can be a father, may be a father. And this is a different deck. So father flipped over in the other deck. So maybe somebody that has a child, patriarch, guardian, paternal authority, ancestral passage. I feel like this person has a masculine energy, maybe someone that you can feel safe and secure with, someone who you feel like they will be your protector in some way. They may possibly remind you of your father, and I mean that in the best way, not where they're unhealthy. Like if your father or father figure, if you had a healthy father figure in your life, they probably remind you of them in that way, but not in a creepy way, if you know what I mean. Because people have issues with their father, and I'm not talking about the daddy issues type of way, but it's like they may be someone who you see as honorable, respectful, protective, a provider. Those qualities that a good father has. So this person, if they are masculine energy, or this could be you, this could be your energy, but take it as it resonates. And plus, this reading is not gender specific. It's not sexual orientation specific. So it's either if you're into men, woman, men, woman, whatever floats your boat, whatever your heart, whatever calls to your heart. That's how I see it. Love is love. But like I said, I think it's just someone who has those really good qualities that you admire in your father, but you may possibly see in this man. Or it could be the type of man that you wish your father could have been, possibly. But that's kind of going into daddy issues territory in a way. Maybe not. Maybe you're like, well, I want a man who makes me feel secure, or masculine energy that makes me feel secure, safe, protected, provided for. Someone who will support me, who will guide me, who will walk with me, that type of someone who will lead the way, someone that you feel like is a leader in some way. I hope I'm like doing that part justice, because I'm trying not to make it creepy in any way, because it could definitely go in that direction with the way some people are nowadays. Okay, let's see if there's anything else we can get. I'm gonna see what could be possible blockages, anything that you would need to know about this person, any qualities like personality, because this may be even positions that they may have, but it could also be qualities that they possess. But this could be stuff that wouldn't be covered in the character cards, so let's see if there's anything else you will need to know with the love oracle cards. Music. This may be someone who enjoys music, who is a musician of some way, maybe a composer, a writer, plays an instrument, is learning how to play an instrument. It says musician, snake charmer, harmony, and melodic. This person may sing to your heart when you meet them. This person, I'm getting more like musician. Oh, okay. This person may have tattoos, may also like watches. This is totally different from the professional. For someone else, maybe this person has two sides of them, the professional side, and this is the other side when I would say let their hair down, but how people have long hair. But this is someone who their hobby is music. They love going to concerts, playing instruments. They may even be a musician who plays, clubs, who may perform as a side gig, like something like that. someone that you probably didn't think would have tattoos either. Relationship. This person is looking for a relationship. They want someone who they can have fun with, who shares the same qualities, interests, and pursuits as them. Because you see, this couple here, they're very similar. They're wearing a leather jacket. They're wearing sunglasses. They're leaning into each. Well, she's having fun and giggling, and he's just like, yeah, that's my girl. So he's, whoever this is, they're, in the bottom of the deck, I saw I was shuffling the cards wrong, but I saw reconciliation and soulmate. So some of you, this could be somebody that you've had a relationship in the past, or you may have known from your past. And reconciling doesn't mean you're coming back together like you had a relationship. It could possibly be you reconnecting in a way. So it could be someone from your childhood. But it could, since it did show up, it could be someone that you may have, maybe a high school sweetheart. Someone that if you were like traveling, going to a high school reunion, you reunite. And maybe you start up your relationship again. Now that I think about it, what popped in my mind? Prom. So this could have been somebody that you had a relationship that you may have gone to prom with. And this is not for everybody. This is for those who are, it's a past person. It's, that they had a relationship with a long time ago when they were younger. Anything else? Oh, 2 cards. Crossroads. And where's this other card? Oh my gosh. Healing. So some of you currently may be, or this person is in a healing journey. And then when they encounter you, they may be at this crossroads of deciding whether or not they want to open up that door to having a relationship with you while they're going through the healing, or if they want to continue healing and then move forward with a relationship in the future. And it may not even be with you, it could be with somebody else. So that could be the dilemma that they're going through at this time. So as they meet you, they're healing their wounds, they're showing progress, they're mending wounds. It says wounds, improving, mending, progress. So they're making some progress and with their healing journey, but they possibly are at this place where if they're deciding whether or not they want to open themselves to being in a relationship, to meeting someone new. And that could resonate with anyone who may have had like a difficult time, a difficult relationship in the past. Okay. Legal matters. See, I mentioned this. This could be somebody who has gone through a divorce or is going through a divorce at this time. At the bottom of the card, it says justice, divorce, balance, and judgment. And I think if they've gone through a divorce already, it's already been finalized, and they're at the point like, okay, well, now I'm a free agent, and they may be deciding whether or not they want to go into a relationship or continue with healing and moving forward with their healing. But I think with them moving forward too, and I just stood in my head, they want to have a balanced relationship. Because maybe sometimes when you get divorced, I'm thinking when people get divorced, they sometimes look at their past relationship to see what didn't work, and then maybe in this instance, in the relationship they were in, it wasn't really a balanced relationship and may not have been a reciprocal relationship. So I think moving forward, whoever this person is, they may want to, if they decide to make a choice and entering into a relationship, opening themselves up for a relationship, they are going to be looking for something that will be healthy, that will be healing, and will be balanced, fair, and just. They want a soulmate. Twin flame, soul contract, soul connection, past lives. So it could be somebody from the past, or it could be somebody completely new, and that's what they want. Someone that they can spend their life with, someone that they connect with, someone that brings light into their life instead of makes it a dark place for them. Okay. All right. Let's see about the cards. All right. Let's go into the soulmate manifestation deck. Let's see what messages we get. What messages does the collective need to know, Spirit? What messages does the collective need to know? What messages does the Artemis Oracle collective need to know? Make more room. So the card that I have in the bottom of the deck is mission. We share a passion for helping others. We have a mission to fill in this world. Wait, yeah, in this world together. The first card that came out was unworthy. So as I was shuffling, I wanted to just see the messages and shuffle and see what comes to my mind and what messages I get. I feel like that this person is healing their sense of worth. Whatever situation they were dealing with in the past, it may have affected their self-esteem in some way. And so that's something that they're trying to heal within themselves. It says, our love will be the greatest love you've ever known. Do you have doubts about your worthiness to receive this love? It could also be them saying that to you. If you are in a healing journey yourself, know that you are worthy of love. You know, in order for you to attract what it is you want, you have to feel like you're worthy of it. I posted something that what you want is waiting for you to believe you are worthy of receiving it. So it aligns with this reading. So the next one is online. So this may be somebody that you may see online, you may interact with online, but it says here, I'll meet you online when we're ready. So you may encounter them online. They may see your profile. You may have, what do you call it? Friends. They have a word for it. What's that word? Similar friends. Shared friends, something like that. But you may not know each other. This may be somebody who is a creative in some way. They may be a creative when it comes to music, but it could even be art, poetry, writing in some way. I'm excited to collaborate with you and curious to see what we create. When two creative souls join forces, the results can be profoundly beautiful and rewarding. So this is someone who wants to create a new life, someone who wants to not only, be happy and have a fair and just relationship, but they also want to create something. They want to build something with whoever it is that they want to be with. It's a relationship where they want a solid, firm foundation and that they can build off of to create a really beautiful, healthy relationship, life, future. You know what I mean? Lessons. There are still lessons I have to learn before I can be ready to be with you. Yes. So this person may be going through some lessons, maybe healing from some of the lessons. When you are going through a difficult situation, like an ending of a relationship, whether it's divorce, breakup, even the passing of a partner or husband. And if that's the case, I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine how that feels. So if, there may be certain lessons that a person has to learn or understand, war lessons. Sometimes it seems like we could go through relationships and feel like we're being punished. But in the end, they're supposed to teach us about what we want, what will bring us happiness, what types of situations do not align with us, because alignment is the next card. Situations that don't align with us, belief systems that don't align with our beliefs and morals, anything like that, you know. So alignment, like a cosmic match made in heaven, we are magically aligned, we fit together so naturally. So when you and this person encounter each other, you and them may click. You may feel like you were meant to meet each other, like you have so many things in common, you get along well. There's the It's easy to communicate with them. It's easy to feel comfortable with them. You don't feel like you have to put up a facade with them, and they feel the same about you. It feels like, it may feel like a bit serendipitous or even kismet. But it's important, you know, to be really true to yourself so that you can be true to whoever you're with. You know, if you have anything that you need to work on, especially when it comes to your own sense of worth, then that's something that you have to work on, and them as well, because you want to be able to go into a healthy relationship without there being any baggage from the past, some belief systems, thoughts, behaviors, and habits that can be a blockage and won't allow your relationship to grow and prosper. That's what I'm getting. So I think I'm gonna leave the reading there. I hope this reading resonates with someone somehow, somewhere. And if it does, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. If you're interested in entering my giveaway, please watch the New Moon in Taurus video for instructions on how to enter, what you're entering for, and when the giveaway closes. So I wish you a wonderful day, evening ahead, and sending you lots of love and light. Bye.